Hi everyone, this is William from the Headphone Experience, and I'm here tonight with my first impressions video of the Meze Empyrean headphone. I wanted to start out by showing you this case, which I really like. Very impressed by it. It's all aluminum and very well padded. It has room not only for the headphones, but for an extra pair of ear pads, and the headphone comes with two cables. One is a standard 6.3 millimeter and the other is a balanced 4-pin XLR cable. And got room for everything in this. And because the headphones turn and lay flat, the case is only about 4 inches tall when laying flat like this. And very nice quality in my opinion. Nice latches on it. And like I said, only about 4 inches tall, and very impressive. Pretty much the nicest case I've ever seen come with a headphone. Hi everyone, I'm William, and this is the Meze Empyrean. The Meze Empyrean is designed and hand assembled in Romania, and the drivers are manufactured in Ukraine. The current retail price of this headphone is $2,999. It is a full-size, over-the-ear, open back design, and the driver is a hybrid planar magnetic design, and I'll go into that a little bit more in a few minutes and talk about why it's considered to be a hybrid. The impedance of this headphone is 31.6 ohms. The efficiency or sensitivity is 100 decibels at 1 milliwatt, so it is very easy to drive for a planar magnetic design. That's as easy as, a lot of dynamic driver type headphones. According to Meze, the weight of this headphone is 430 grams. According to my kitchen scale, I'm coming in a little bit heavier, and this would be with the leather pads. Without the cable, I'm coming in at 445 grams, but that's still relatively light for a full-size over-the-ear headphone. I'll try to get this close enough that you can see it. The ear cups on these are a solid piece of machined aluminum, and all the framework and everything, all this is all machined aluminum. The headband is a carbon fiber, and the head strap itself is real leather, and the ear pads are real leather. Very thick, very cushy, and then also the grills, which have a really unique design in them, are also machined aluminum. This headphone comes with 2 pairs of ear pads. These are leather and very thick, very cushy, and they also come with a second set of ear pads, and these are made of what Meze calls Alcantara, and it's more of like a velour material, and once again, very thick, very soft, very cushy. I have not had a chance yet to try this headphone with the alternate ear pads. I've only had it about 3 days now. It's on loan to me from Meze, and I will be doing a part 2 to this video, and I will be sure to try the other ear pads before I do that. The headphone uses 4-pin mini XLR connectors, and this one came with 2 cables, but like I said, this is on loan to me for review, so I'm not sure if at that price they come with 2 cables. It looks to me like on their website that you have a choice of 3 different cables. One would be a 3-meter cable, mini XLR connectors, nice soft cloth covering, and your standard 6.3 millimeter or 1/4 inch connector at the amp end. Second choice listed is, I believe, a 1-meter cable with a 3.5 millimeter connection. And also this one here came with another 3 meter cable. Same thing, your mini XLRs. And this one is a little bit nicer actually than the one with the single-ended connection. This has your full-size 4-pin XLR connection, but it's also softer material on it, and I actually like this one better. The other one's just a little bit stiff. This one is more flexible and like I said, just kind of a softer material on it. What is unique about this headphone is what Meze calls a hybrid magnetic planar driver. And I'll take one of the ear pads off so you can see this. And the ear pads are held on with magnets, which is also unique. I've never seen that before, and very easy to put on and off or change. But anyway, I'll show you without the pads. The driver assembly and the ear cups are actually pretty thin on these. And if I can turn this around, we'll try to show you the driver here. The driver basically has two parts to it. Like I said, it's a planar magnetic driver, but you have what Meze calls switchback coils across the top that go back and forth. And those are meant to handle the lower frequencies, the bass, getting all the way down into the sub bass. And then at the lower part here, you have what is referred to as a spiral coil by Meze, and that's meant to handle the upper mid-range and the high frequencies. So that's unique. I've never seen that before on any other headphone. And something else I wanted to show you, the head strap on these. It has kind of a unique shape and kind of a bend in it, and what that's designed to do is wrap more around the head. So instead of just putting the weight up on the top of your head, it distributes it more around your head. And actually, I find these to be one of the most comfortable headphones I've ever tried. I mean, they're right up there. The Hi-Fi Man Aria was probably the most comfortable large size headphone I'd ever tried, and I would say this is pretty much tied with it. I mean, just very, very comfortable. The weight is distributed evenly across the head. These adjust, and I didn't realize this at first. Not only do they slide up and down here, and it stays where you put it, but it's not hard to move, but also they twist, and I didn't know until just recently that they actually swivel in this direction too. You can't really tell by looking at them that they do that. But very easy to adjust to the size you want, and very easy to put on and off, very comfortable, good seal, very soft ear pads, and I can't imagine how a headphone could be more comfortable than this one is. What really stands out about this headphone to me, like I said, this is all the ear cups, all the linkage, all the pieces here are all machined aluminum. The grill is beautiful. The headband is carbon fiber. I mean, in my opinion, the build quality on these is just outstanding. The only other company I've ever seen that, you know, is up there in the build quality, and it's a quite different design, but I've always been very impressed by Kennerton and their build quality. But I mean, this headphone, when I look at it, it just screams high-tech and high build quality to me. I mean, I don't see how it could be better. It's just absolutely outstanding. I mean, just perfection. And to me, I mean, this looks like a very expensive headphone. And I know $3,000 is an expensive headphone. But I mean, looking at it, it looks every bit of that to me. Some expensive headphones, you kind of wonder when you're looking at them and kind of question the build quality a little bit, but this is definitely not one of those. So anyway, like I said, I've only had these about 3 days now, and I've had a few hours to listen to them, and I wanted to talk a little bit about my first impressions of the sound. And basically, the first thing that stands out to me is the tone balance on these is a little bit warm, but definitely not dark. I would say they're definitely on the bassy side of neutral. These have quite strong bass. In fact, they have the most energy behind the bass and the strongest bass of any planar magnetic headphone I've heard. And that's the bass. It goes deep. They have very good sub bass. They've got, you know, it's all the way through the mid bass, all the way up into the upper bass. Just, you know, definitely bassier than neutral. You know, just a real strong bass, but tight, solid, you know, not boomy. Very nice, very pleasurable, very, you know, works with just about any music. And I guarantee you this headphone will never sound thin. Unless you're just an absolute total bass head, this headphone should have plenty of bass for you. The mids are what I would describe as warm. They're lush, they're creamy, and they're smooth. Just absolute butter smooth. Just, you know, probably one of the smoothest sounding headphones I've ever heard. Kind of like the Hi-Fi Manoria, but probably even more so, even more smooth and, you know, creamy than the Hi-Fi Manoria. The treble is not rolled off at all. It's not really emphasized. I would consider the mids and trebles kind of neutral with a bit of an emphasis in the bass. But the treble is clear, it's clean, it's detailed, it's got pretty good sparkle to it. So even though I consider this to definitely be on the warm side of neutral, it's not dark at all. It has plenty of treble. In fact, the treble is just about perfect in my opinion. This headphone, I would just, well, I'll talk about the sound stage first. The sound stage, I would say it has good height, it has good width, it has good depth. It's not huge, it's not, you know, outstanding, but it's very adequate, probably a little larger than average, and no complaints at all about the sound stage. But where this headphone really stands out to me is the imaging. In my opinion, this headphone just has outstanding imaging, just excellent. I mean, pinpoint imaging, just everything is, it's just so clear to me where each instrument is. I mean, I can just point right at the location of every instrument, and this headphone might have the most precise imaging that I've ever heard up to this point. So really the strong point of this headphone. The detail and resolution, I would say, is very good, but it's probably not the last word in detail. I mean, there are more detailed headphones than this, but this headphone is definitely not analytic, okay? You know, like I said, there are a few headphones out there that, you know, pull out a little more detail, especially, I would say, the mid-range, upper mid-range, but this has very adequate detail without sounding analytical. And I mean, the fact is, analytical can get fatiguing. So, and that's what this headphone is not. It is not analytical. It is not fatiguing. And I have never heard a harsh sound out of this headphone. Just very smooth, very easy to listen to, very enjoyable, and sounds good with pretty much any music I throw at it. And this is the kind of headphone, and like I said, I've only got maybe 3 or 4 hours on these, but I get the impression that I could probably listen to this for hours without experiencing any fatigue from the weight of the headphone, from the comfort of the headphone, or the sound of this. It's just a very smooth and very enjoyable, very pleasant headphone to listen to. Like I said, probably one of, if not the smoothest sounding headphones I've heard, and yet it still has good dynamics. You know, it's not lacking in dynamics. It has pretty good punch, but it just sounds really, really smooth. And, you know, like I said, it just never have I heard anything harsh or fatiguing out of this at all. So, I'm not, like I said, I don't have a lot of time, so I'm not going to go much further into the sound of this. And I'm planning on doing this part 2 to this video in probably 2 or 3 weeks. And after I have more time, I will dive a little deeper into the sound. But in the meantime, in fact, I'm going to try to compare this to a couple other headphones. I've got a couple of other flagship headphones right now, the Erzatich Phobos and the Kennerton Thror, and I might just actually put together a three-way, kind of comparison video of the three. They're all three great headphones, but they're different, and I'm probably not going to be able to say that one's better than the other, but I'll tell you, what the type of headphone you're looking for. Maybe I can give you some ideas on which of the three I think will fit what you're looking for best, because they all have good qualities, and but they each shine in sort of a different areas. So anyway, to wrap this up, I would say outstanding build quality, just absolutely beautiful. And this is definitely the most high-tech headphone I've ever looked at. I mean, obviously a lot of time went into the design of this headphone. I mean, just like I said, looks-wise, it's kind of a little odd-looking. Some people say it looks even, maybe a little bit alien. I really like the way it looks, and all the aluminum and all that, just like I said, just perfect workmanship. Very comfortable. And smooth, never harsh, never fatiguing sound. You can probably listen to these for hours on end. So anyway, gonna wrap this up. Once again, this is William from the Headphone Experience. If this video has helped you, please give me a thumbs up. And you're also all welcome to join us over at the Headphone Experience on Facebook. Thank you.